Welcome to yet another edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast. For today, we're going over NFL Week 15. We're almost done with the season, baby. And make sure you give this video a like, a subscribe. Make sure you follow over on Twitter, over on Instagram, over on TikTok, wherever there's social media. There's the Stats and Stacks podcast. It's a big week. I can't remember if there's even any buys this week. A million games. Don't forget there's some on Saturday. There's some on Sunday. It's going to be the same way for Christmas next weekend. So it's about to be a rowdy few weeks here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into it here with the very first game of the week. I already have people on upset alert. The Seattle Seahawks at +3 in San Francisco, going up against the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy. Over under set at 43. I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry, it's in Seattle. I'm gonna take the Seahawks here. I think the Seahawks get the job done. I like the Brock Purdy experience. I think it's been a fun ride, and I think this is where it ends. The Seattle Seahawks defense has been pretty hit or miss all year. I think this has hit written all over it. Should Geno struggle against his vaunted San Fran defense? Yeah, I think he's just going to get the better of him for some reason. So go ahead and give me the home dogs here. I know Kenneth Walker is supposed to come back. Everything is just going in Seattle's favor. They lost last weekend. They were embarrassed. They're going to go out here and they're going to get a win. They're chasing a playoff spot, so they're going to go get it done. For fantasy, no Debo. You can start CMC, of course. You're going to start him anyway. You can start Kittle. I know Purdy will stare him down. If you want to get fancy and start like an Ayuk, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think Purdy's going to struggle here. I think I'm just taking CMC dump offs and Kittle bailouts, and that's about it. For the Seattle side, if you think they're going to win, you're going to have to start their studs. So start Geno, start Lockett, start Metcalf. They just keep going off, all three of them. You can run that stack all day, every day. Kenneth Walker is not going to be 100%. I don't really want to start him here. If you have no other option, I get it, but I'd give him a week before you just throw him in a lineup. I mean, we are starting the fantasy playoffs in some leagues. That's the last matchup of the regular season in others. There's a lot of implications this week, so let's not get too crazy. If you have another option, you're probably good enough and have one. If you don't have any other option and you're just fiending for a running back like I am, you can do worse than Kenneth Walker. On the next game, we have the Indianapolis Colts going up against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are 4-point favorites. I think it's a trap, man. Give me the Colts to cover. They may not win the game outright. Again, I'm taking Seattle's money line. I think the Colts cover here, and I'll definitely tease them down like 6 or 7. In regards to an over-under, it's set at 48.5. I'll take the under. I think Minnesota is a everyone talks about how overrated they are. And I agree. I don't think they're that good. They've won all of their one-score games this year. Like, they just continually get the job done in close ordeals. They're not as good as their record shows. They're not truly a 10-3 team. They're not bad. You can't just do them dirty, but they're not the greatest either. So I think the Colts can at least survive. I would pick the Colts to win if they didn't have Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is the reason they're going to lose the game, but it might at least be close. They'll lose by a field goal or something like that. For fantasy, you have no choice but to start Justin Jefferson. Why would you not? When it comes to Thielen and Hockenson, you can start Hockenson. I mean, tight end is a landmine. And Thielen, I don't really want to start Thielen this week, to be honest with you. Dalvin Cook, you can start. You can start him every week. That's about it. I'm not even really wanting to stream Kirk. I think the Colts defense is going to be fine here. Their offense, you can start JTT. But you really want to attack the Minnesota pass game. They are a pass funnel. So I like Pittman here. I like Alec Pierce here. I think they go off. If you want to start Paris Campbell, get fancy. It's a DFS play. Again, I wouldn't trust him in your playoffs, but I like Alec Pierce a lot in this matchup. And I like Pittman here a lot too. And that's about it there. I'm not playing with their tight end game. Next game, we have the Ravens going against the Browns. The Browns are 3-point favorites at home. Over under set at 37. I think Trent Huntley is going to play in this game. He participated in a walkthrough earlier today, so I think he'll play. Lamar's not, and Trent Huntley's fine. Um, just like the Seahawks, this Browns D is hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get. Both teams really need a win here. I will take the Ravens. Yeah, Huntley's mobile enough, so he'll be able to get away from Garrett. I'll take the Ravens here as live dogs. I think I'll just take their money line. I took them last week against Pitt. It worked out, and I think I'll do it again here. In regards to the over-under, I might take the under, though. I think it's going to be a dirty, greasy, close game, and the Ravens end up winning like a 12-7 game or something, and the under hits. For fantasy, I'm not excited about anyone, honestly. You're going to start Mark Andrews, clearly. And that's it for the Ravens. You can start. Oh no, I take that back. I am so sorry. I think you can start Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. J.K. came back and looked good last week. Gus still got like 14 carries and he looked fine. The Browns are a run funnel. J.K. should lose his mind, but Gus is going to have his work. Who's going to score the touchdown? So I think you can start both. So you can start Andrews and you start both those running backs. Just absolutely abuse the Browns on the ground. For the Browns side, you're going to start Nick Chubb. Do I want to play around with Donovan Peoples-Jones? Probably not. Do I want to start Amari Cooper? You can. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel bad about it. It is what it is. Njoku, Watson doesn't use his tight end. We've only seen 2 games. We haven't seen him in 2 years. I can't remember how much he uses his tight end. I feel like it's not a lot. So Njoku's someone to keep an eye out for. I'm not sure about him yet. Just watch a little bit. All right. Then the next game, we have a good one. We have the Bills, a -7.5 point favorites, going up against the Miami Dolphins. Over under set at 43. I don't want to touch the over under because I need to know the weather. The weather looks like it might be a snow game, and I don't know who that favors. Honestly, I would say it favors the Bills, to be honest, because Tua can't throw in the snow. He can't throw in the cold. They needed heaters last week against the Chargers in LA. What are they going to do in Buffalo when it's -degree weather? So I will take the Bills here. Do I like 7.5 when we have to rely on our run game? Not really. This game could literally come down to James Cook and Singletary against most certain Jeff Wilson, and Jeff Wilson is hurt actually. So I don't know. I don't like this at all, but I'll take the Bills. I'll take the Bills, but I don't know if I like the over a touchdown. Yeah, screw it. Especially with the Tyreek injury. Who knows if I'm assuming he's playing. He's going to play this game. He's going to gut it out. But how's he going to look? Waddle's been hurt all year. There's just a lot of weird questions. And can Tua get it to them in the snow? I don't think he can. So I'm going to take the Bills here. But the over-under, I don't know. I need to see the weather. In regards to fantasy, you never bench Tyreek Hill. But if I can avoid it, I don't want to play Tua or Waddle at all. Gesicki, no. I guess you could start Mostert. That's about it for Miami. Hill and Mostert, and I don't feel good about Hill, to be honest with you. Hurt with Tua in the snow, not my cup of tea. On the flip side, you can start Diggs. Do I want to trust Josh Allen in the snow, throwing the Gabe Davis deep? Not really. I think there's going to be another Dawson Knox game. I think it's going to be a short intermediate pass, which is just Knox and Diggs. And then a Singletary over a James Cook game. I think that's more of a Singletary game. All right. Then the next game, we have the number 1 overall seed, the Philadelphia Eagles, going up against the Chicago Bears. Philadelphia -9 favorites in Chicago. Yeah, they might cover that. Over under set at 48.5. Give me the over. If Justin Fields is able to produce with this hurt shoulder, that over hits all day because the Eagles will probably score like 35 themselves. The Bears have a terrible defense, and the Bears can score once and get a field goal. They can put up like 10. So, yeah, the over will hit. I know it's at 48.5. That math didn't make any sense, but you catch the drift. In regards to fantasy, you're going to start Miles Sanders. Is going to probably be a big Miles Sanders game. AJ Brown can go off, but he's going to do all his work early. Same with Jalen Hurts. I don't want to start Hurts and Devontae. I think they're going to be up so quick, so fast that you don't need them both to go off, especially if Miles is going off. So I'll probably sit out on Smith for this one. Dallas Goedert's supposed to come back from the IR too soon. Let's just stick with AJ Brown, Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, call it a day. Bear side, you start Justin Fields. That's about it. Obviously, you can start David Montgomery, but I don't know, man. I not against this Eagles defense. I don't want to. If you can choose someone else, I would. Obviously, again, running back's tough this year. So if you have to start them, I get it. I have to in a league, but if you can avoid it, I would. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons going up against the New Orleans Saints. Over under set at 43. Give me the under. Neither team can score. New Orleans -4. Give me New Orleans with Desmond Ritter as the quarterback. No way am I trusting Ritter at all. That guy sucks. I haven't seen him in the NFL, but I saw him in college and I wasn't as pressed as other people. So give me the Saints here. Funny in Cincinnati is where he went to college, and Cincinnati is where Dalton spent his entire career in the NFL, basically. So irony there. In regards to fantasy, you'll start Chris Olave. You're gonna start Alvin Kamara. God, fuck it. Start Juwan Johnson. He just keeps scoring. He can't help himself. For the Falcons, you're gonna start the GOAT and Cordell Patterson. That's it. I'm not touching their tight ends. I'm not touching their pass game at all. I'm staying away from it. It's going to be a low scoring game. Cordell is going to break like one big run. Hopefully, he finds the end zone, and that's about it. Desmond's trash. All right, next game we have a very interesting one in my opinion, and in Vegas's opinion, as it's a straight pick 'em. The New York Jets and the Detroit Lions over under set at 44.5. I don't know. Lions, you always bet overs. Jets, you always bet unders. So this is a weird game, man. I don't want to bet this. I just want to sit back and enjoy it. Personal bias, I'd prefer that the Lions win this, but it is what it is. For the sake of the podcast, I'll pick the Lions here. And I'll also pick the under. But I will still start all the Lions you can. You're gonna start DeAndre Swift. You can stream Jared Goff, man. Jared Goff has been lighting it up with his full weapons. Since DJ Chark came back, you can start Jared Goff. He has a deep threat, and now Jameson Williams came back, and now he has two deep threats. Like you can start Jared Goff, stream him, man. Even against this Jets defense, you can stream him. Amon-Ra, he's the one that's going to run the intermediate routes, and he's going to kill them. So you definitely start Amon-Ra anyway, but he's going to go crazy this game. I think it's going to be a Swift and Amon-Ra game. Jamal Williams finally didn't score for the first time like all year. So he's probably going to get like 6 of them this game. If you want to start Jamal, you can, but DeAndre's getting healthier, and I think that's why Jamal Williams didn't score. Jet side, I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know if it's Flacco or White. We know it sure as hell isn't the MILF Hunter. You can start Garrett Wilson. He just can't stop going off. I like Elijah Moore if it's Mike White. I would probably just stick with Garrett Wilson and Knight, man. Knights look good. Michael Carter should be back this game, but Knights look good. You can start them if you want, honestly. But Garrett Wilson should have one hell of a game against the Lions. All right. Then the next game, we have the Steelers versus the Panthers. Panthers are the favorites in this matchup at home. And I'm going to take the Steelers money line, man. Over under set at 37.5. Give me the under. I think it's going to be another low scoring, hard fought battle. In regards to fantasy, I don't know if it's Pickett or Trubisky. I would guess Pickett's back from his concussion, even though it's like a second or third one this year. I would assume Pickett's back, so you can start Deontay. Yeah. Pickens, I'm not touching, man. Najee, I don't want to touch, but you have to. So start Najee if you have him. You drafted him high, you probably need him. Otherwise, yeah, man. I don't feel good about the Steelers offense at all. Nor do I feel good about the Panthers. I don't know what's going on with DJ Moore. Don't play him, even if he does play. You have a split backfield with Chuba Hubbard and Deontay Foreman. Who knows who's going to score? I don't like that. I don't know. I don't like anyone. I think this game sucks. I really don't want to start anyone. To be 100% honest with you. No, I can't recommend not one player. I can recommend the under. That's why it's set at 37.5. And I'd still recommend the under. Next game, we are looking at the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dallas -4. Line is way too short. So Vegas loves Jacksonville. I have no idea why. They love Jacksonville. So give me the Cowboys here all day, every day. Over under set at 47.5. I'll take the over. I think both these teams can score enough. In regards to fantasy, you're gonna start Zeke and Pollard. They just keep doing it. You can start CD. Um, that's it. I'm not gonna play around with Gallup. If you have Schultz, you can throw him out there. Dak, you can if you want, but it's really the run game going off on offense. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence has looked great the last few weeks, but this Dallas D is a little bit different. So ETN's due for a big game. You can start ETN here. Their pass catchers. I mean, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. I don't think this is a Zay Jones game. Yeah. If you want to start Christian Kirk, you can, but I'm not recommending any pass catchers. Probably just Travis Etienne, to be honest. All right, then that takes us to the next game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going against the Houston Texans as a sacrifice. Over under set at 49.5, and all of those are going to be the Chiefs. Chiefs are 14-point favorites. They have a tendency to play with their food a little bit, but I'll take them to cover here. Over under 49.5. I'll take the over. I think the Chiefs score literally 35 of those, and then the Texans end up backdoor covering that over under. In regards to fantasy, fire up your Chiefs. Fire up Jerick McKinnon. You can officially start him. Fire up Isaiah Pacheco. You can officially start him. Fire up Travis Kelce. You can officially start. You can always start him. Fire up Pat Mahomes. You can always start him. Fire up Juju Smith-Schuster. You can officially start him. When he's in, he does well. So go ahead and fire him up. Texan side, nobody at Dameon Pierce. He's going to get game scripted out. Excuse me. None of the pass catchers. Start the Chiefs defense. That's who you're going to start. I don't trust it. This is going to be a massacre. All right, next game. Speaking of massacres, we got Arizona Cardinals going up against the Denver Broncos. Who knows who's playing quarterback for either team, to be honest with you. Denver is who's a favorite here? I'm sorry. Denver is a 3-point favorite. Over under set at 36. I'll take the under because there's no offensive output anywhere here. Neither team has a quarterback. They're both playing like their third or fourth string QBs, possibly. And even if you play Russ, it doesn't mean anything. I know he exploded last week, but he does that. He did that twice all year. I don't trust him to go back to back. In regards to a pick, it's going to be Denver at home. I think their defense is good enough. They might get some defensive scores. Under for the over-under. And then in regards to fantasy, God, James Conner should go off. He's their only weapon, James Conner and DeAndre Hopkins. I know Hollywood Brown is back, but they don't have a quarterback. So you're going to hyper target DeAndre Hopkins. You're going to give the ball off and dump it off to James Conner, and that's it. Broncos side, we would start Jerry Jeudy. He's the only pass catcher. That's it. That's all I'm going to touch. All right. Then the next game, we have the New England Patriots going up against the Raiders. Over under set at 44.5. Straight pick them. I think the Patriots are overrated, man. Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders money line. Over under 44.5. I'll take the over. I'll take the under. I'll take the under here. For fantasy, you're gonna start Devontae Adams. You're gonna start Josh Jacobs, and you're gonna leave it alone. I know Darren Waller's coming back. I don't trust all these tight ends that are coming off of IR. Give it a week, give it a little time. Don't force the issue. So just start those two studs for Las Vegas. For the Patriots, if you want to think DFS, Tyquell Thornton could be a little sneaky play there because they probably lost Stevenson. Devontae Parker, I think it was a concussion, so who sees if he'll play. Jacoby Myers didn't play last week, and I don't know if he's going to. It's just a mess. I don't know. They're falling apart. They have no healthy offense. They have no offensive coordinator. It's a mess. I don't want to start any of them. And I can't pick them to win on the road. Next game, we had the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Tennessee Titans. Over under set at 47.5. Chargers 3-point favorites. Yeah, I can agree with that. They're getting healthier and healthier. So give me the Chargers to win here. And give me the over. because King Henry should lose his mind against the Chargers. The Chargers are a run funnel just like Cleveland, but they have no other pass catchers. Their tight end did work last week. If you want to start him, you can. If you want to start Derrick Henry, yeah, I would recommend it. And that is it. For the Chargers side, start up all their receivers now that they're getting healthy. You can start Mike Williams. You can start Keenan Allen. You're probably done with Josh Palmer when those two are back in the lineup, but you can start Austin Eckler and you can start you can start Justin Herbert. You can start Herbert, Jesus, and call it a day there. In the next game of the night, we have the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over on their side at 44. Bengals 3.5-point favorites. Just like the Cowboys, I don't understand this line. I don't know why it's so short. Give me the Bengals to cover all day, every day. In regards to fantasy, you're going to start Chase. You're going to start Burrow. You're going to start Mixon. I don't know what's going on with Boyd or Higgins. Higgins hamstring. He's probably going to be out for a little bit. Boyd, I don't know. I would not play around with them. Hayden Hurts is going to be out. Just start Chase and Burrow and Mixon. Start the three studs and call it a day. For the Bucs, dude, their offense. I don't know. They seem fine in fantasy, but they're struggling, man. You're going to have to start Evans. I mean, you can't just sit him. You have to start Chris Godwin. You can't just sit him. But I don't know, man. This team is not good. Rachaad White is all right. Leonard Fournette, if you have him, you probably have to start him. I just don't know what's wrong with the Bucs. They're not good fantasy wise, but they're not terrible. But on the field, they look awful. I don't know what happened to the champion Bucs, but they're in for a beating here. All right, next game, we are looking at the New York Giants going up against the Commanders. Hopefully they don't tie again. Over under set at 40.5. That's probably right around where it's going to be. I guess I'll take the under. Washington minus 4.5. I'll take the Giants to cover that. Even if they don't win it. They might win it outright, but I'll take them to at least cover. Fantasy perspective, you're going to start Saquon Barkley. You can start Daniel Jones. Play naked Daniel Jones in DFS if you want. If you want a receiver, you can start Darius Slayton. That's like the only one they have. Isaiah Hodgins can't stop scoring. If you want to ride that hot hand, you can, but I'm not doing that in anywhere but DFS. On the flip side, you're going to start Terry McLaurin with Taylor Heineke. They love each other. They keep going off. I don't know what you want to do with Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. I don't really want to start either, to be honest with you. I'm probably just starting Scary Terry and calling it a day, to be honest. And then that takes us to the very last game. We had the Baker Mayfield led LA Rams going up against the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 7-point favorites at home, and they probably should be. I'll go ahead and take the Packers to win this. Will they cover? Yeah, they'll probably cover. In regards to the over-under set at 39.5, that's appropriate, but I'll take the over here. I think it just squeaks over. Predominantly by the Packers, because Christian Watson, you want to talk about people that can't stop scoring. Christian Watson is the epitome of I don't understand. So let's go ahead and put Christian Watson in. Fuck it. I'm on board now. Allen Lazard, I'll still ride it. He's been hurting with the Christian Watson explosion, but he should be fine in this matchup. In regards to Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones is back at practice, so you can start him. If you want to stream Rodgers, you can. I've seen worse matchups here. For the Rams, I want no part of any of them. I don't want Akers. I don't want Tutu Atwell. I don't want Ben Skowronek. I want nobody. I don't even want Tyler Higbee anymore on the Rams. I want nobody on the Rams, like nobody. So I'll take the Packers to cover, and that's the end of the week. And that is NFL Week 15. Make sure you give this video a like, give a follow over on Twitter, over on Instagram, over on TikTok. We're almost done with the year. We're almost done with the season. Let's make as much money as we can. Let's get it.